at the at the macro, meso, and macro level. So first of all, for example, we have a problem associated to technology, misinformation, and democratic whole that can create problems to the persons. We have a conflict between cultures. We have in Europe wars, so it's a very big challenges. We have technology and production chains that make work uncertain, precarious for an increasing number of people by dividing work into micro-tasks, making machine do part of them, and de-evaluating the human labor today. And so this could create also problems to the migrant person and refugee person that try to have a job. We have in Europe an economic vision increasingly focused on extreme profit. And this is associated to the inequalities that we have also in our countries. And in general, in the population, there are the idea that we cannot do anything. And so nihilism, individualism, cynicism, and envy. These are big challenges. And the possibility we have to consider to try to do something also with this project. And we can do this considering, in our opinion, new trajectories associated to inclusion, sustainability, and social justice. So I think that with our project, with this project, we are trying to do something in this direction. For this reason, we are very proud to be part of this project. So, what inclusion means? What is inclusion? Inclusion is a big issue. Is not only take a person and put inside the society, but we can say that inclusion is create a new mentality, a new Weltanschauung, a new type of idea in our society. In particular, in our consideration, we think that we need attention to heterogeneity in our society and to the idea that vulnerabilities is not of the individual, but is the fruit of negative conditions, barriers, discrimination, and dignity treatment. People with stories of migration, poverty, refugees, disability, with psychological and psychiatric difficulties, persons that experiment disease, and so on. These vulnerabilities increase because the contextual phenomenon create them, create inequalities, wars, pandemics, economic problems. We have to be aware that schools, university, work environments must learn to consider vulnerabilities the fruit of barriers, prejudice, discrimination. And this can create a negative future for these persons. So we need to build inclusive context, the person at the center, and we have to stimulate the involvement to all the persons. For example, in the use of inclusive language. So with the person at the center, so no disabled or person with disability, with stories of migration. So migration or disability or other aspect, not all the person, but it's a part. is only part of a person. Or create service and accessibility inside the university, inside the job market, inside enterprise, all the person with and without a disability, administrative staffs, worker, co-workers, employer, and so on, could have this type of mentality. And we try to stimulate this, create support, reduce barriers, reduce prejudice, and increase accessibility. Stimulate friendly, natural, caring network. A network friendly that we can give and receive help in a natural way, and not only creating special services that can stimulate separation out of the border of some persons. No labeling, and this is connected to inclusive language, and stimulate course education to create inclusive competencies and the involvement of all the staff. So inclusion is a big challenge for the contest, not for the person, and need education, new mentality, the capacity to see discrimination, barriers, and reduce these inside schools, university, and enterprise, job market, and so on. And then we can move on and give attention to sustainability, another very interesting dimension. And for this reason, I return to the word of Italian colleague that wrote that sustainability is some sort of aspiration, a certain value currently present, environment, wealth of country, cultural heritage, that need to be also in the future, not only in the present, but also in the future. So the use of an asset or resource does not destroy it, but allow its transmission to future generation. So it's very important that all the resources, natural resources, human resources, and so on, we consider in the present, but also the possibility to use it in the future. And this is so important that I consider the inclusion of sustainability in our constitution, Italian constitution, a very important step for us, like in other constitution. And this push our country, I hope, in this direction. It's not simple, move in that direction, but I think that is very important. So we wrote in our constitution 2 years ago, so very recently, that our country, our public, shall protect the environment, biodiversity, and ecosystems, also in the interest of the future generation. So we need attention, pay attention to this. And the action of our government, of the universities, of the enterprises, of the other institution, private and not, and public, profit and no profit, need to give attention to this aspect. And in the article 41, we say that private economic initiative is free, but it might not be carried out contrary to the social utility or in a such way to harm health, environment, security, freedom, or human dignity. So this is a very important part. And I hope that from these articles derives diverse trajectory that give us the possibility to create a sustainable contest, sustainable and inclusive contest. But we have a long way in front of us. And for this reason, I would like to share with you the work of the Italian network of sustainable development, because I would like to share with you, because I think that this project is inside this trajectory that obviously is inside an Italian work, but this network is associated to other network inside Europe. So in Europe, there is a movement for sustainable context. And inside this network, we have all the Italian university involved. We are aware that we need to spread around the culture of sustainability, collaborating between university, but between university and the territories, the institution, the diverse institution of the territory. And sustainability is a big process that involves diverse aspects. So climate change, food, education, energy, inclusion and social justice, mobility, and resources and waste, for example, diverse working group. And this means that if we do not take care of this aspect, we increase inequalities and can create a lot of problem to the person with vulnerabilities, and also person that have story of migration, refugees, condition, and so on. So I think that we have the challenges or the possibilities with this problem to be in this type of trajectory. So give our contribution to inclusive context and sustainable context. Consider taking in our mind that sustainability and inclusive context can create social dilemmas, or the situation when individual is in a situation of interdependence are facing with choice in which maximize short-term self-interest, and we have long-term public interest, community interest. So we need to manage this type of social dilemmas, and we can see this inside our countries, diverse work condition in which the person try to reduce the use of natural resources, and person that would like to use in an indiscriminative way natural resource for profit or self-interest without considering the next generation, the climate change, and so on. And we have a very big fate. And we do not know who win this, but if we do not win, we have a lot of problem with our natural context and our life in the planet. Another point to that we would like to share with you is the idea of social justice. And social justice, sorry, I consider this aspect. Yes. Okay. Equality of condition, we would like to give attention to the equality of condition in a new way. Yes, first of all, condition to prevent the so-called natural and social lotteries, or this means the disparities associated with one's genetic or social family heritage. For example, the socioeconomic background. The economic background of the family can create in our country, in Europe, and there are a lot of research in this time, disparities. So we know that the person, the more rich person, have a lot of possibility as regards university, education, job possibilities. And the person that have a low level of socioeconomic status now in 2023, it experience low level of education, reduced access to university because there are a lot of possibility to prepare them to the entrance to university, for example. This reduce the competencies, the possibility to access to work condition, and probably they can experience the consequences of the new technology in a more heavy way. So we have to consider this. We have to create a new trajectory and reduce the negative condition. But also, yes, genetic and social heritage, but we have to consider also to prevent geographic and temporal lotteries or the disparities associated with place of birth and time of birth. Place of birth, the person that birth outside Europe, for example, in the other part of the world, is very heavy to have in this time the awareness that if I birth in the Europe, I have a lot of positive condition guarantee, but if I birth outside Europe, I can experience a very negative life condition, a very bad quality of life. And this obviously is associated to migration path and migration trajectories. But the world needed to think about this. And also the time of birth. Now we can experience some sort of natural contest, air, water, but in the next future we know that if we continue as usual, without challenge, without change, nothing, the generation that birth in the future can have a lot of problem in our context outside Europe, but also inside Europe. So for this reason, I think that we have big challenges, and all the projects in Europe need to consider these diverse aspects to work to create inclusive context, attention to barriers, discrimination, sustainable context, to give attention to resources, natural resources, the use of the resources of our planet, and social justice, the attention to all the person around the world, the globe, the planet. We need some sort of global constitution that take in consideration the rights, the human rights of all the persons around the planet. So for this reason, I'm proud to be part of this project with all the group with I work. So Maria Cristina Ginevra, Sara Santilli, Andrea Zammiti, you all. And I would like to thank to be here and be part of this project. And I hope that this could be a very great week to continue the work, begin in other moment. So thank you, and have a nice week. Enjoy your stay in Padova and enjoy this type of work. So thank you very much. I am here if you would like to share some thoughts, or Cristina, feel free to decide the best action.
If you have any thought to share with Professor Nota, any comments, any requests? Presentation?
I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to thank Professor. It was really interesting. For us, we are not researchers, so this is not something that we are used to seeing. So it was really interesting to learn about these, the natural lotteries, etc. I think it's really valuable for us for future projects. So thank you for the speech.
We need the involvement of all the persons, not only researchers. It's not sufficient. We need the involvement of practitioners. We need the involvement diverse institutions, not only research institution. For this reason, I'm very happy that this project have a university and institution of the territory. We need all the citizens. We need the children. We need to prepare the children for the future, young generation, and all the adults, young adults. So thank you for the work that you try to do in this direction.
Comments? So, Laura, I think that we can go. Okay.
Very good. Have a nice week. And Cristina, buon lavoro. And thank you.
Grazie.